Welcome to Humans in Geelong. It's the Expo 2021, and it's been another year of mixed emotions and a roller coaster ride of lockdowns. And our state went from the most livable city in the world to the most locked down city in the world. But all in all, this sadness has been, in a way, supported by contributions of our community, made by several members of the community who are joining us tonight, and particularly through the world of poetry and art. So today we're going to be celebrating spoken word poetry, particularly hip hop, and a special form of Islamic poetry called Nasheed. So you're in for a treat with our fantastic four artists, successful in their own rights. And let me first welcome Hesh the Rapper. How are you, Hesh?
Good. Thanks
And
for everyone.
And let me welcome Rania and Nour Abou-zeid, both spoken word artists. And of course, our Nasheed artist, welcome Billal Mourad.
Nice to meet you all.
Okay, so let's just swap back to gallery view. Okay, what as a female Muslim spoken word artist, do you get a different reaction? Do you often have to wear your religion on your sleeve, so to speak? Is that something that happens to you?
That's pretty much my reality. So when I'm on stage, depending who the audience is, if I'm with non-Muslim audience, I usually get the reaction of the wow, that I can actually speak English, first of all, let alone actually talk about something that's relatable and universal to humanity.
What motivated you to become a spoken word artist?
I love to contemplate. And I found for me, it was my outlet to do spoken word. And so it helps me heal. And then slowly I realized that it helps other people heal as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what motivated me. The more I see people, eye contact me. Like I still remember the last Geelong festival that I went to. I still remember the eye contact I had from one particular schoolgirl when I performed my Islamophobia poem. And so this is what makes me think, okay, if I can connect with someone, or if someone can relate to a sentence that I said, then that's healing already.
Well, let's see if we can connect with our virtual audience out there. When you're ready, introduce the poem, the title, and a little bit about what it is, what inspired you to write it, and then go ahead and perform it for us. It's all yours.
This poem, what inspired me to write it was Palestine. Again, I have a soft spot for Palestine, as most of us do. I usually write my poetry from a child's perspective. So there's an inner child that's never really grown up in me. So here it goes. I was 7 when I first started to taste sultanas and rice. The squirt of sweetness hidden within savory filled my mouth with magic. 2 opposing words, 2 meanings, forced to mix within our lives. Such bittersweet reality, a clove with every dried grape, a grain of salt amongst sugar, greed amongst reality, oppression with injustice, logic versus spirituality, home versus displacement, my home, now yours, my land, now yours, my dreams, now shattered, my tears, now your laughter, my rights, now gone, pulled out from my soil like a coerced plant, holding on to roots with its bare teeth, praying the soil is stronger than your loud bulldozers. The bricks which once sheltered me refuse to shelter you. The guns you hold to my head refuse to serve you. My food you now eat refuse to benefit you. May your sweet be bitter. But for now, I will smile for Palestine, where strength is born. I will smile for Palestine, where hope will live. I will smile for Palestine, where prayers shake the world, and I will pray with that little girl. May you never find sultanas in your eyes.
MashaAllah.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
That was
beautiful, powerful, and I guess I know that Billal has written a nasheed about Palestine recently. It's his latest release, but Palestine is in all of our hearts, and we're always thinking about the day that justice will be given back to them. I thought we'd introduce a very different form of poetry. It's called Nasheed, an Islamic poetry called Nasheed. I think the word Nasheed means poetry in itself in Arabic. What gives you the inspiration for your Nasheeds? How do you come up with the ideas and, you know, the inspiration?
I think just the world that we're living in. There's a lot we can talk about, a lot we can say, and I think Nasheed or poetry is just as a platform or a medium which you can use to really express those emotions that are happening inside.
I think this is an appropriate one in the time of COVID and isolation.
Sometimes I feel broken, sometimes I'm at peace, sometimes I feel strong, sometimes I feel weak. It's you that I turn to for guidance to all, in times when I'm standing and in times when I fall. Ilahi, Ilahi, Anta Khaliqi, Anta al-Hadi. Ilahi, Ilahi, Anta Khaliqi, Anta al-Hadi. Ya Ra'ufun, Ya Halimun, Dhul Jalali wal Ikrami. Ya Ra'ufun, Ya Halimun, Dhul Jalali wal Ikram.
What do you think, Billal? Is that something that you strive to get, you know, to try and draw emotions as Rania does through her inner child? Is that something you'd like to draw the community and to bring them back, maybe to have stronger faith?
Well, I think most of the times when I'm writing the song, I'm sort of speaking to myself, and so you know, sometimes I'm up at night and you know, thinking of life in general, and this is where I do my best, really. You know, I start writing things down and wake up the family during the night. You know, especially when I go up to the, you know, the sort of the higher upper tunes where it requires some effort. Might wake up the wife and the kids. But in general, when anything that I write to myself first and foremost.
Now, so we're going from nasheeds to rap or hip hop, and Hesh the Rapper has quite a long CV. Tell us a little bit more about how you got into this industry and what inspires you to do the songs to write the songs you do.
Yeah, I think in general, I started because there was definitely a need back in those days to kind of give a voice to young Muslims. At the time, there wasn't really much variety. It was just kind of, you know, for young Muslim people, it's, you know, if you wanted to go to learn religion or anything, it was go to the mosque, but there's nothing to kind of communicate with youth in a way that they understood. So myself, one of the, and two of the other guys, one who's the brother of Rania, actually, we all thought that we wanted to do something that will kind of, you know, show Muslims what we are, you know, that we've got our own art. There was a lot of tough times, but we ended up just going through and making, you know, our first song, and then it just kind of snowballed into that. And you know, we just were able to provide a voice to Muslims, you know, being able to break down stereotypes and misconceptions about Muslims to non-Muslims, and then just pretty much providing positive feels, I guess you could say, to Muslims and non-Muslims alike. And I guess that's kind of how we started. And yeah, it's been a fun, amazing journey that couldn't put a price on.
Could you introduce the next song that we're going to play, and just tell us a little bit of the background behind the song?
Sure. So I ended up. I've been looking at doing a song. We had a song that we did a long time ago, and it was called Bow Down. And we worked on it for when we were younger, and we thought I wanted to kind of resurrect it a little bit. So kind of started working on it, did a different kind of version to it. So this song's called Bow.
Yeah. Gonna be great. Don't run a Muslim time, yo, can't be late. Squish all together as humanly allowed. Forget the pain or trouble while I do this now. Shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe, lined up straight and we're ready to go. Gather my thoughts, yo, I made that vow. Take the leap of faith, we're ready to bow. When I'm all alone, I take that vow. For every breath that he allows, for all I got, get started now. I'm right in front of him and I'm ready to bow. Bow to the maker, originator, bow to the master, sustainer. Doesn't matter if you're good or a troublemaker. Bow all together, get ready for the prayer.
Here we be again and we're ready to bow. Eyes on the prize and we're ready to bow. Getting my wudu and we're ready to bow. Side by side and we're ready to bow. Here we be again and we're ready to bow. Eyes on the prize and we're ready to bow. Getting my wudu and we're ready to bow. Side by side and we're ready to bow.
I'm calling the crew, we're all together, chilling in the zone and things are getting better. I'm full of faith with all he endow. I think of his mercy, I just say wow. I connect with the Lord and he listens to me. My soul is at ease and for all who believe. Go this legacy that I build up now. He's taking care of me and I'm ready to bow. Need to be resilient, I'll take that vow. For love and respect, I just say wow. Get through the tough times, gotta start now. I love him so much, I'm ready to bow. Bow to your maker, originator, bow to your master, sustainer. Doesn't matter if you're good or a troublemaker. Bow all together, get ready for the prayer.
Here we be again and we're ready to bow. Eyes on the prize and we're ready to bow. Getting my wudu and we're ready to bow. Side by side and we're ready to bow. Here we be again and we're ready to bow. Eyes on the prize and we're ready to bow. Getting my wudu and we're ready to bow. Side by side and we're ready to bow. Here we be again and we're ready to bow. Eyes on the prize and we're ready to bow. Getting my wudu and we're ready to bow. Side by side and we're ready to bow.
Hands to my ears, now. Ready to bow, bend that back, now. Ready to bow, forward to the ground, now. Ready to bow, hands in the air, now. I'm ready to bow.
Yeah, look, I thought it was fantastic. One of my favorite songs from Hesh. He's got a good repertoire, and I thought that's one of the best that I've heard in recent years. I do love the Brotherhood's original style. I thought they addressed issues which nobody else did in a very clean way, on issues and topics which were quite controversial. And they used humor as well. So now I'm going to come back to Nour to finish off the program for us. And before we go into that, Nour, you did tell us about how spoken word works and that. Tell us a bit more about what inspires and what style of, how would you describe your style of spoken word poetry?
If we're going to get technical, I'm more of like a free verse. My writing has evolved ever since I started God, like now when I say it out loud, it sounds like a long time, but it's been like 11 or 12 years doing poetry and stuff. And, you know, I remember the original pieces were almost like rap songs, you know, following a standard rhyming scheme. And then as my writing developed and I watched a lot more other poets and how they did it, I started to write sort of more free verse. It was less about rhyming and about painting pictures. So like the images, the metaphors, and I put a lot into the performance aspect. I'm a particularly loud person in general. And that holds true even on stage. So yeah, a lot of mine is effectively loud free verse. This poem again was written, I think it was not this April, maybe last April 2020. So at the start of the COVID pandemic and all that sort of thing. And being a pharmacist, I was sort of in the face of it all. And it's funny how after 2 years, this is still extremely relevant. So this poem, I have just named it because it was just somewhere. So I have titled it, it's called The Truth. That's D-A-T-R-U-F, The Truth. Anyway, Bismillah. Welcome to the post-truth world where we as a people have decided that we and we alone have access to the truth. In fact, the post-truth means we have surpassed truth. It is gospel now. And no matter how much actual fact the others present, the actual fact is that truth is relative, and relative to them, our truth is so true. This post-truth is in fact stating that everything we post is the truth. So the rest of you people or are sheep or sheeple, given when you surpass truth, you transcend language too, you transcend the laws of physics, you become science. That's right, we are science. Ooh. We have the evidence, there is enough of it. If only you could open your eyes. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. There is so much on this world wide web to get tangled in. We stopped being flies, became spiders, i.e. dangerous. Circling our prey, we will survive when the apocalypse comes. No, we will dominate this post-truth era until you see the truth in our posts. If you live long enough to survive 5G, the Illuminati, the tyranny of Bill Gates, lab-created viruses, the government-mandated vaccines, and the autism they bring, since we can't imagine anything worse to happen to a child than just needing a bit more love, wake up if you dare. Here's a link to all this that my uncle once shared.
Wow.
Nice. Powerful.
This is satire, by the way. My uncle doesn't know how to use a computer.
We are wrapping up. Thank you so much for being a part of this panel. I hope that the audience in the Humans in Geelong Expo 2021 appreciate it. I'm just have a guest spoken word artist to join us, and he's going to perform a song called Under a COVID Sky. I think he's joining us now.
Hello.
Oh, here he is. Nour Ali. Okay, so let's go for it.
The end of the world is nigh, under a COVID darkened sky. Was this reality an illusion, or was it a far-gone conclusion? Was there any proof? Will we know the truth? Lost in our market like a bat out of hell, no one can tell. Time bomb ticking, time bomb ticking. A good COVID normal morning to you. Would you like a cup of COVID tea? How many scoops of COVID do you take? Welcome to McDonald's, can I take your order, mate? Fill a fish and a Big Mac, and would you like COVID with that? COVID, rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat-tat. What about the men in black, the cops that take you away if you won't play? Who, me? Your next is my prediction. What you can't tell fact from fiction? What happened to all of the Karens, the false arrests and the high-flying barons in the posh cars eating cake, for heaven's sake? The only winners are the Amazonian tribes of rich white businessmen and trillion-dollar profits, building your coffins. There is no room to move, nowhere to go, trapped in your homes, nearing insanity. Others on social media just for vanity, trying to make a break and shoot in the final second. It's going. Oh, and is this the winning goal? Lol, got a sore throat, temperature, get rested. No, go and get tested.
Woo! I love it.
Well, guys, once again, Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much. I thought this was a really interesting panel. We should do this more often, maybe for other programs. But thank you so much for your time. I really, really enjoyed the diversity, the different voices, but I think we're all on the one journey, and we're all doing our bit to keep the world beautiful and keep spreading that message of love and joy and peace, and just being basically appreciative of what we have in our lives.
Mm.